Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? This is Dalton, Dalton My World, and I'm coming straight at you. All right, Dalton My World is my YouTube channel, and this video is about. Um, Someone asked me a question. Okay, apparently there's this increase, and a lot of people saying it's because of the virus, China virus, but there's this increased racism against Asian people, particularly Chinese people. And they asked me how I feel about it. Now, this is warning. This is going to be a somewhat sensitive subject and a trigger uh, uh, video for some. It might even lose some subscribers. But as I told you, I love you. I love my subscribers, but that's not what my channel is about. Okay. So I have talked to some of my Afro American friends, and if you look at some of my other videos, like three dirty tech secrets, uh, and some of my other videos and things that I have went through, the racism that I have went through and do still go through, and I'll explain that in a minute, and most likely will go through for the rest of my life, dealing with people who are Asian. And when I say people Asian, that's also includes East Indian people because they do consider themselves Asian, which most people don't know. But this is about the racism that's going on against Chinese people right now, because a lot of people think that they brought the uh, virus over here intentionally or bringing it over, trying to hurt America, cripple America. And as I told you in many of my videos, yeah, you know, I think all people have the right to happiness, freedom, and to be able to live uh, without fear of being hurt. Okay. Now, some of my friends that I've talked to tell me that it's just the chickens coming home to roost due to a lot of the racism and prejudice that a lot of the Asian community had put on black people as well as Latin people. Okay, and will continue to do that, until the day I die. Because it's a mindset. Okay, and I'm not talking about all Asian people. Okay, because uh, like Einstein stated, there's always exception to the rule. Okay, I am not talking. Anytime you go over general, over fanatical, then you're already wrong. Okay, so I am not talking about all. But you ask many Afro Americans and Latin people how they've been treated in the past and even in the present, and I'll tell you about an incident that just recently happened to me from a Chinese person, and they asked me, and they said that basically it's chicken come home to roost. And I even know some people who are dating some people who are Chinese, and they're shocked. They're really shocked at the way the violence and racism that's been focused towards them. And all I gotta say on that is now you have a small taste of how it means to be Afro American or Latin in America. Okay, you do have a small taste of it. Yeah, it's that real. Okay, um, and some like I stated, some of my friends stated that it's the chicken come home to roost. It's karma because you can't keep doing stuff like that, especially how I even described how I've been treated and probably will be treated as Afro American. How I was breaking into the tech field. Okay, and I have a friend of mine. His name is Ken, and for some reason, East Indian people, I mean, he's pretty well off. Okay, he was military. He served. I mean, he served high up in the rank. Okay, he's highly intelligent. He helped invent something called WAP. And if you don't know what that means, is WAP is a device that allows a person to create something called the cell phone. That's right. He helped invent that. And a lot of, for some reason, I don't know if it's upbreeding, breeding, the stereotyping that East Indians have in, and some Asian too, trust me, have in their country, but they always come at him like he's stupid or something like that and putting him down, and he has to set them straight. And a lot of times, a lot of times it's not even Chinese. It's always, it happened a couple times, but it's really mostly East Indian. It's really strange. But I already told you about some of the hardships I've had gone through in the past and in the present dealing with the Asian community and their racism towards me. Even how a lot of them, when I lived in Seattle, would just, I mean, they beeline to my white friends and they try to use me to get to them. They wanted, it's always so kind of strange. So it doesn't surprise me that in the white community, not all, but a lot of the white community open their arms to Asian community, Japanese, Chinese, and East Indian. And so this is a major shock to a lot of Chinese people. Okay, so you have to understand where they're coming from. This is a major shock, okay, to them, that all of a sudden they're seeing a different side of America than and many people, especially the white community, that they never saw before. Okay, I mean, you can see videos where they're telling these Chinese people, go back home, take your virus with you. You know. Um, my opinion on this is this. Okay, no one in America. America is made up of diversity. No one in America, including myself, should be mistreated, done wrong, okay, and definitely not any harm done to them. Okay, no matter what race, color, nationality, sexuality they are. And they should also give that same respect to someone else that's different than them as well. Okay? Okay, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay? And that's just my opinion on it. I don't think it's right for people being racist towards them, trying to hurt them, and all this stuff like that. Just as much as I don't think it's right for them doing it towards me, or people of my color, or Latin, or any other color. Okay, we all in this world together. But yet, that's why you're seeing the shock on their faces, because they were one of the definite communities that were open to the white world and the white business world, and still is, especially the tech sector, with open arms, okay, in America. And now they're seeing a different side. They're seeing how it feels to be Afro American or and Latino. Okay. Now, when I tell you that to respect and, cause no harm to Chinese people, and if you see it, if you have the ability, help them to safety, that does not mean let yourself be a pawn or a patsy, okay? Because the change that you may see in a lot of people, different tech world or wherever right now, dealing with the Asian community, being seen like they're being open-minded and waking up to something that they haven't normally seen before. Um, Trust me, some of the changes with them will be permanent, and their eyes will be open. But a lot of them, once they get to the new norm, states start opening up again, they'll go back to the same default behavior. Because if you're not changed deep enough within yourself, you're going to go back to the same default behavior. And the coronavirus is making a lot of people in America uh, And a lot of other countries wake up and take stock in their country and try to build their country up instead of selling it away. And you should see what's happening in Africa. They're waking up in Africa, and China's highly invested in Africa. Well, I wouldn't say invested. They're trying to buy out Africa pretty much the way they bought out the United States. But the African people are waking up quick to it. You should see the stuff that the media is not showing you about what's going on in Africa and how they're waking up to it. Okay, and I think China played his hand too much in Africa because recently China decided to ship. Now this is how disrespectful. They decided to do some manufacturing in Africa, and then they decided that of all the African people that were out of work, they decided to only have Chinese truck drivers driving these trucks and Chinese people working in these factories in Africa. African people are waking up to that and going, no, that's disrespectful. You know, because we're just as good as you are, and we could drive a truck just as well as you are. But the dark and the light side of countries and people are starting to show now. Okay, and as I said, don't be a patsy. Okay, don't play in the. I learned from what I made mistakes when I was younger. Don't play in the head game of trying to prove that you're open minded. Just be the person that you are. Okay, and if you see someone in harm or like that, Chinese being done, let the people know, hey, chill out with all that. Okay, but that does not mean you have to bend over back or surrender, go and kiss their butts. Because you can easily make sure there is safety, and if they say something rude to you and start going back to some of their normal ways of being uh, disrespectful, you can easily say, look, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad your family's back inside. And for the other comment that you made just a minute ago towards me that was disrespectful, screw you and screw the horse you rode in on. Okay, this is America. You don't have to be all black on the subject. You don't have to be all white on the subject. And then as you grow older, you realize that there are a lot of gray areas in life, and you just have to deal with that. But you don't have to be all one or other. You got to love yourself and respect yourself. And if you truly love yourself, you're not gonna let someone else say something negative to you. But that doesn't mean you can't help them and make sure that they're safe if something negative like that happens. Yes, do that, but don't bend over backwards and surrender your self-respect trying to prove it and become a patsy, a pawn, or a token. Okay, just don't do it. I've been there. I learned my lesson. Okay, because a person's gonna think what they think. And sometimes they may change temporarily until they get to a safe place and normal. Then all of a sudden you're still in their minds lesser than them. You know, so that's just my viewpoint on it. No, violence should not be done towards Chinese people. No harm should be done to them. But do not let them disrespect you. Because as I stated, I was going to tell you, even recently, where all this violence was done towards a Chinese person, I was in a store taking care of some business, and this Chinese woman looked at me and looked down, and I guess I left a water bottle or something, and she looked at me and she goes, "Ooh, is that yours? Oh, you take it. Just get out of here." Oh, ooh. Yes. so, even though with the even though with some Chinese people being persecuted now, they still got a mindset, you know, that some certain races are lesser than them. Yeah, it's sad, but that's just my view on it. A friend of mine wanted to know, and that is it. And I said this is a controversial video, but just letting you know what's happening. All right. So I ask you to hit that subscribe button. Okay. And if you don't like my contents and I don't resonate to you, you can hit that unsubscribe button. This is America. But as you hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, you're cool with me. Okay? Now, I'd like to see your comments. All right? And, of course, please share this. All right? And I will rap to you later. Stay calm. Relax. Peace.